Hey you, welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And together we're reading the Bible.
Starting with Genesis and eventually ending with Revelations, we're working through every book and offering our atheist 2 cents.
Or shekels.
Yeah, those. We're asking questions and pointing out all the nonsense.
We aren't academics or scholars.
Nope. In fact, when it comes to religion, we really don't know anything at all.
What we've learned so far is that God's a dick.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? If you're interested in how we reached this startling conclusion, maybe start from episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in anywhere. It's all good.
Yep.
Hey wife, we just got a new sponsor. It's Anchor. They must think we're doing something right because they picked us back up.
That's amazing. Want to hear something even more amazing?
Yeah?
I actually know what they are.
You are full of shit. I'm calling your bluff. Tell me about Anchor.
Okay, so Anchor by Spotify is the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place.
I'm actually surprised you knew that, but did you also know that Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer?
Yes, because I see you do that on your phone all the time and it looks pretty simple.
It really is, and when hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
But I use CastBox.
Yeah, darling, I know you like CastBox. It gets distributed there too, and lots of other platforms as well.
And how much are we paying for this awesome service?
Absolutely nothing.
Coolio! So then we should tell people to download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started?
Yep, do it now.
Husband!
Wife!
So, we were gonna do the Joshua summary, recap.
Yeah, what happened with that?
Well, I was halfway through my research before I realized, oh shit, I'm doing the Q&A instead of the Joshua whole book summary.
Yeah, and since we waited till the last minute again to do our podcast.
So we're doing a Q&A.
We're doing a Q&A.
And along with, also, it is what it is.
But tomorrow is going to be the Joshua, recap, whatever.
Yeah.
But today we're doing a Q&A over chapters 20 through 24?
21 through 24. Yes, Monday through Thursday.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yep.
All right, let's go do this.
We're going to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know we kind of had some basic questions, but nothing that was real fierce.
Yeah, I couldn't really think of anything that stood out to me right off the top of my head.
No, so I just did a little bit of research just in general on those 4 chapters.
Okay.
And I found something about, remember how we had commented that the Levites, the tribe of Levi, they had land given to them?
Yeah.
Right,
and they weren't supposed to have land.
Right, but it was just okay, these guys are going to live with you now.
Right.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Here and there. So, they received no land, but they had to live somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
And so, each tribe had to give them certain cities and some surrounding land.
Got it.
Okay? And what happened was that sprinkled them throughout the land of Israel.
Yeah.
So that everybody, while there was no one state of the Levites, everybody had access to the priestly influence and presence of the holiest of holy people.
Gotcha.
So that's part of why it worked out.
Okay.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the people were very happy to have them scattered throughout.
Because they had prestige and standing, basically.
Right. And again, that way everybody had access to them.
Right.
And at the same time, they were not off to themselves being high and holy over there.
Right.
They were among the people serving them.
Yeah.
So
I gotcha.
So that helped make sense of that a little bit.
Sure.
Because I couldn't really picture it okay, there's Levites moving in with you and you.
Right.
And you.
No, I think we even referred to it at one point, what were they, couch surfing?
Yeah.
The places, because where the fuck are they staying?
Exactly. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know. Oh, that's it for that section. And
Okay.
I don't know if this was specifically stated, but the Israelites were under Joshua's leadership in Canaan for 7 years.
Just 7, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. So, like, he died at 110. He literally took over the Israelites at 103?
Yep.
Damn.
Right?
Like, he was leading them in war and battle at 103 and then died 7 years later.
Yeah, and so when he was, done, he's like, okay, I've done what I was charged by Moses and God to do, and now I'm ready to die, and peace out. So he said his bit, and then, blessed them and made them promise to behave, and then he went out the door with no fanfare.
Okay.
And
he also went out the door with very little, like, confrontation with God. Whereas, like, every other main character has had some sort of, like, a conflict with God,
Well, I saw one commentator that said something kind of related to that is that along with what you just said, no confrontation with God, and also what I said with no fanfare.
Yeah.
He's only remembered to this day as a holy follower of God and a good leader of his people.
Gotcha.
And that's what supposedly he would have wanted to be remembered as. And so he didn't want the fanfare. And he, was trained by Moses from the start.
Right.
And he was part of the people who wandered through the wilderness. So he,
saw it all.
Bible canon, okay?
Right,
not for realsies, but in Bible canon. Yeah, he witnessed everything firsthand and trained firsthand. So, he was one of the spies that came back and was, just nothing. He was never anything but God's person.
Right. No, I gotcha.
So,
I mean, I shouldn't say there was no strife. There was the guy that held onto the idol or gold or whatever. And
that's true. But
there wasn't anything big that happened.
And that didn't reflect on Joshua.
Right.
Like, he didn't punish Joshua.
Yeah, I think that's what
and
was...
And God didn't punish the people. He only punished that one family.
That's what I guess I was getting at, is that there was these overarching punishments that happened in previous chapters with Moses, and there was also direct punishment to Moses because of things that happened or didn't happen.
That the people did. Sometimes Moses was punished for the people,
right?
And sometimes the people were punished because of Moses.
Yeah, God was actually kind of a little bit absent in a lot of this chapter, or a lot of this book. I mean,
right.
But
yeah, it was interesting that this was when the people were coming into their own and creating their own lifestyle, and no more traveling and wandering.
Yeah,
and so as they're supposedly becoming more godlike, that's when God pulls back.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Definitely.
Okay, so that's enough on that. Remember when East Side Gang built their altar?
Yes.
And then West Side Gang was like, "What the fuck are you doing? We're gonna war you."
Yeah, that was like, we were like, what the fuck is going on here?
And then East Side Gang was like, No, wait, hold on. It's not what you think. This is not a idol altar and a sacrifice altar. This is we worship the same God as you altar. But,
right. We're not going to do those sacrifices anywhere that they're not supposed to be done, so not there.
Yeah.
Whatever, so
it's just a don't forget about us over here.
Yeah.
Which you already did, kind of.
And now, chill out.
Right.
Like,
so,
whoa.
Remember when West Side Gang, they sent Phinehas, and we were like, who?
Yeah.
So, Phinehas is the son of Eleazar the priest.
Okay.
And Eleazar the priest was the son of Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he died, remember?
Yeah.
He died in his 4
He died, but I couldn't remember who he was and why he was important.
Got it.
And I guess this is one of those,
Oh, and Phinehas was the guy that ran the fucking spear through the Moab lady and the guy that was, going in the tent with her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was that overzealous guy that I commented on.
Yes, exactly. So, I don't know. It's kind of one of the reasons why I guess it's good to say their lineage over and over again. Because,
right. Eventually, some of it sinks in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did forget.
Well, yeah.
Now, partly it's because we don't give a shit.
Well, but if you remind me of the lineage, it's like the knowledge is there. I think we've learned enough of this that I can recall certain things as long as I'm prompted. But it's hard to remember all. There's a ton of names in the Bible.
Yeah.
And the lineage is really, really hard to wrap your head around.
It really is. But that's why Phinehas was specifically sent. I didn't realize he was not just a priest or whatever. He was the high priest over the whole nation, including East Side Gang.
Oh, wow.
So he was literally the person with the authority to challenge them.
Gotcha.
And that's why he was sent.
I think if I was the East Side Gang and I saw Phinehas coming towards me, I'd be like, what? Fuck. This is not good, guys.
Yeah.
He's overzealous, remember?
Yeah.
He wants to, he might just be on a warpath right now.
Exactly. So
we got to cool this shit out right out.
And they did, though. They did.
Yeah.
And they were like,
whoa.
And to be fair, as soon as Phinehas heard, he calmed right the fuck down.
That's true.
So some of the commentary I saw on this is painting Phinehas as, even though it was hard for him to confront East Side Gang because, these were their brothers, and blah, blah, blah. But he was showing right away that even though it wasn't something pleasant to do, that he was taking up God's word and he took it seriously. And I was like, I didn't get that.
Right. No, it just kind of came out of left field, in my opinion.
Yeah. Let's not paint Phinehas as this altruistic, wonderful follower of God. Because
right.
That's not how it was painted.
Yeah, no.
So I did not appreciate that. Okay, and then one final note that is just kind of interesting.
Okay.
So you know how we've been arguing the whole time the Canaanites weren't wiped out and y'all were supposed to and you didn't.
Yeah.
So not only didn't they, but the Lebanese people of today actually descend from the Canaanites. Like scientists have recently found their descendants living in
That's awesome.
In Lebanon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, they took many of them as slaves, but also they lived apparently in peace with many of them.
Right. And probably, even a lot of them, I'm sure, actually escaped in reality.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You can't wipe out everybody. That's impossible.
Exactly.
So
I saw that and I was like, oh, yoink, I need to mention that. That's nice little...
right. Yeah, no, that's got to be a thorn in Israel's side.
I would think.
They're literally staring across the border at,
people that
Canaanites that were supposed to be wiped out.
Like, we could still get you. And it's like, oh, I don't know about that, guys.
Right, yeah.
Because you're now Israelis. You're no longer Israelites.
But it does explain a lot of the contention that is in that area over land and over religion and things like that. Because those battles that are in those books are literally right there at the borders.
Right.
They're right there in front of them.
I guess my question would be, at what point did the Israelites stop being the Bible story people and become Israelis? You know what I mean?
I don't know that you could put I don't know.
Because it's the same people, but it's not the same people. And we use those terms to refer to Bible days versus today.
This could be completely off, but I don't think that Israelis had a official state in Israel in modern times until I think it was after. Don't quote me on this. Could be 100% wrong, but maybe it was like World War I think, or maybe World War II. I can't remember which one.
One of those
big wars. They solidified the Israeli state at that point.
Okay.
And
So that the point at which they stopped being Israelites and became Israelis when they had their own state?
See, that's what I would love. I think at some point we do need to dig into the history of that and find out, because there is a lot of relevancy that the Bible still has with regard to Middle Eastern politics and the state of the world.
Right.
So, it's a very relevant issue and topic that I think at some point, just based on what we're discussing, we should probably get into.
I totally agree because, like, when we're talking about the Bible itself and the people in the Bible, like, it's all well and good to, like, knock them and make fun and all that. But then when you start getting into modern day times, it comes off wrong. It doesn't hit the same.
Yeah, no, there's there are certain things you're not supposed to say and do and what have you when it comes to being a Western. I don't know.
Entity?
Like you can really get knocked down and knocked out for saying the wrong thing about certain things.
And it's not that I want to be disrespectful to anybody, but
no, but you should be able to have opinions about things without. I don't know. It's such a touchy subject.
It is touchy. It's very touchy. I have questions, and I totally admit my ignorance. So I would hate to ask a question and then have it come out as offensive and, potentially racist.
Right. And that's we had talked about this amongst ourselves at one point, that we need to do a lot of research before we do an episode like that.
Yeah.
Like that needs to be one where we get our shit straight and figure out what we're talking about, and even maybe have bulleted talking points that we're going to go through. We're going to get organized for that one. So but that's definitely one that's going to happen down the road.
Yeah, I don't see how we could avoid it at this point.
Definitely.
So that's my Joshua Q&A for chapters 21 through 24.
All right, so we're a little bit out of order, but join us tomorrow for our Joshua recap.
And then Sunday for our Joshua replay.
Or wrap up, whatever.
Yeah.
I always call it a wrap up, but
it's a replay.
You do whatever you want.
You do whatever you want.
I do, because I'm the one that makes the damn thing.
And then we're going to start Judges on Monday.
All right, sounds great. We'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Bye.
Husband.
Yes, wife?
Remember how you told me we're on Patreon now?
Yeah, why?
Because we're starting something new for Patreon members only. Every couple of weeks, we'll cover something in the news, a current event, or something we feel strongly needs to be discussed. And only subscribers get to hear our discussion.
That's right. It's all for our Patreon members as a thank you for their support. Join now for as little as $2 a month to get all of our extra content. Go to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse.
Do it now. Husband, it's the end.
It is indeed, wife.
Tell the people where they can contact us.
Well, they can get a hold of us via our email, which is sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. We have Twitter at sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh, why do you know? Why do you keep doing that? Ugh. All right, we have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and a Pinterest page. But if you really want to get our attention, Twitter's where it's at.
Twitter is where you're at.
Yeah.
And they should also review, like, and subscribe, yeah?
Definitely. Apple Podcasts reviews help us out tremendously. And we also can use your support on Patreon, which is a great place to support us as well. That would be at patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse.
Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye.